Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about One Piece, chapter 947, and it was a weird chapter. There were some funny parts, some stuff that I actually liked, and then there's some stuff that I'm a little lukewarm on, and it's a weird chapter, especially after like the last couple of chapters where it's been really like hype and cool. Yeah. So let's just get right into it. We open up the chapter with Luffy, about to defend Old Man Hyo against Big Mom, and he's kind of having like a backflash or a thought process or whatever of, how Rayleigh, tore off Kami's, collar back at Sabaody, and there's a few things. One thing, I don't remember like them ever like beyond the last whatever amount of chapters, them ever specifically saying that he used a special kind of hockey to get that off, rather than it just being just regular armament hockey. Back then, Oda didn't seem to have a firm grasp on what he wanted hockey to specifically be, especially since back then he never had like the color change, like he never had like the black armor looking skin thing coming on. So it was a little bit of a mystery to me. I don't like, maybe I missed something through all the years or whatever. I definitely think that they're kind of retconning it a little bit, especially because in the backflash panels they show him with like the like traditional armament hockey, like black whatever, and he never had that before because Oda didn't have that before. So that, I mean, that it's fine. It's actually fine. I think it's good to use it as an analog for like, oh, it's like similar to how Luffy got their collars off, only Luffy was doing it subconsciously. So I'm okay with that. So Big Mom is coming after them, and Luffy is like, I don't know if I could do this, but okay, I'll give it a shot. And of course, both of them get flung into the side of a mountain, and it's just like, oh, well, I guess that didn't work. And Luffy has to like pull Old Man Hyo out of the mountain and is like, oh, don't die. I'm sorry I couldn't protect us. Big Mom is clearly just too strong for him to use this reflection, advanced armament hockey stuff going on right now, especially since he's just learning how to use it and he's not 100% on how to activate it. That being said, Old Man Hyo gives him kind of a cliched speech of like, oh, you've had it all along kind of thing. And before he like keels over, but like not dead. He's not dead. But he kind of like collapses and then gets flown away or runs away. But he kind of gives him just like a, hey, you've done it before, you could do it again, you got it. There's not much more I can teach you. You just need to keep trying to use it. We then go through a couple of panels and pages of just Big Mom chasing down Luffy and everybody freaking out. They go into like kind of a smelting area or whatever, where they're kind of like getting like iron. I think it was the ironworks or something of Udon Prison. And they're like, what's going on out there? And then Big Mom and Luffy bust through and they are freaking out because they didn't even know what was going on. And it turns out that Udon Prison is like, I guess like, it's not a full circle, I guess. It's probably more to it, but like, it can move, or you can go around in a full circle around Udon Prison. So Queen uses this, he wakes up, and he uses this as a opportunity for all of them at the courtyard area to get ready for Big Mom to come back. Once they do make it all the way around to the courtyard area again, Queen is waiting for them, and he's on top of like the mountain area or the cliff, and in his zone brachiosaur form, or at least in some form, I don't know whether he was like fully transformed or just like partially. Either way, he takes a swan dive off of it and smacks his head right into Big Mom. Now, on his side, he was hoping to, one, either knock her out completely, end of story, or two, kill her, maybe, or injure her so badly. Up until this point, she's been kind of a wild child in a sense. Not that that's really any different from Big Mom anyways, but she's clearly been different from her normal sense because she obviously doesn't have her memories. However, after this, things kind of take a turn for the worse in some sense. That smack on the head from Queen ends up basically bringing her memories back. She stands there for a good while, kind of gathering herself, saying she's got a headache because obviously she just got smacked on the head, but also like she starts remembering Smoothie and her crew, and she also starts remembering things like, oh, she fell into the ocean. So now she's got her memories back, But immediately after that, and everybody freaking out, and there's a really good panel of Queen freaking out and being like, nope, 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 we are done for. If she remembers herself and she's gonna act like her old self, we are dead. So I really like that. That was probably a highlight of this chapter for me. I like that one panel. In any event, she does get her memories back, but it doesn't last very long because then she just collapses and falls asleep, or maybe she just gets knocked out. I don't know. She falls asleep essentially. Queen, being the quick-thinking person he is, chains her up in a bunch of sea prism stone shackles and gives her a bunch of like giant animal sedatives and says, "Hey, we gotta get her over to Onigashima. We gotta get her in maybe they have a prison over there, or at the very least over there with Kaido because he'll be able to handle her. We gotta get out of here. This is not good." Queen ends up bringing a lot of the jailers that are in Udon prison because he's just like, we need a bunch of people to be around for this to kind of keep things on the level, leave only the bare minimum people here. He ends up leaving Babanuki in charge of the prison for now, and this is kind of a weird situation because it's like, I know a lot of people didn't care for the memory loss to begin with, and that it seemed like it was maybe just a cop-out to get her from point A to point B, and I agree. And I think that's why this chapter is so weird, because now that she has her memories back and they don't seem to necessarily be doing anything with it, it's a weird chapter. I don't really care particularly about the memory loss. It was fine. I don't have any particularly like strong hateful feelings towards it, or I guess liking feelings. But I don't know. It was just weird. It doesn't leave as bad a taste in my mouth, but it's weird. In any event, Queen is off to Onigashima on his ship with Big Mom in tow, and Babanuki's left there and is like, okay, well, we gotta get things settled, get everybody back in their jail cells, let's just get things organized while everything else is going on. And then they realize, oh, hey, Luffy's still around. Luffy is basically going to take this opportunity, now that the really big, like, tough people are gone, to kind of, like, test out the waters a little bit more. Now that he's got more people that, like, he basically can manage, he's not really as worried, but at the same time, he says, like, oh, it won't be as fun with the big guy and Big Mom around, but, like, oh well, at least he can still fight. And that brings me to the final panel, and I actually like this panel, too. Final 2 panels or whatever. Babanuki's like, oh, right, you're still free? And Luffy says, I've always been free. This place is mine now, though. Like, I really like the idea that he is, like, more or less been, like, not free, but, like, he has basically been able to run around, do whatever he wants. Even with the, like, shackles on him, he was able to, like, do, like, pretty crazy feats, and so much so that he was, like, surprising all the jailers and whatever. He was able to do all the work and gather up as many dumplings as he could. So he's really been able to run wild on this place in general. And now that he doesn't have his shackles on, he's even more free. I really like the idea that they're kind of like, yeah, no, he's basically been able to do what he wants. He theoretically could have gotten out much earlier, maybe, but it's just been a better spot for him there for now. But yeah, this is a weird chapter. It was quick. It was another quick chapter. It was a lot of just, like, action. With the Big Mom stuff, it's just weird. I don't know if there's any other word that I can really use for it. I know a lot of people are going to be upset by it. And the fact that she has her memories back now, but then she just dropped on the ground, and really there's no, like, at this point it was just used as a vehicle to get her to Udon prison to help out Luffy to some degree, inadvertently, and it's just a weird situation. It seemed, I don't know, I guess some people would call it lazy, but, like, I don't know, it was weird. I'm gonna hold my thoughts on whether I think ultimately it was a bad use of her character until all is said is done. But I don't know. It was a weird chapter. I think going forward, things are going to be really exciting, because I think Luffy will eventually team up with Kawamatsu, because Kawamatsu is free right now. He theoretically could come out of his prison at any point. So he's going to be really cool to see. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm interested to see. I'd be willing to bet that Big Mom gets brought in front of Kaido, and that maybe they have a conversation. So I'm interested to see that. But yeah, it was a weird chapter. I don't have any, like, strong feelings in terms of, like, hate or whatever towards it, but it is what it is, especially after, like, the last couple of chapters were really super exciting. It was weird. I don't know. Well, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get all the notifications when I upload. I will see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.